of all, thanks for coming out, and I really enjoyed talking to you about the golf swing. Now, when we look at a face-on view here, Toby, it's primarily what the body is doing and the golf club, but primarily the body. So I've got you set up here with some lines, and the one thing that we want to understand is in our backswing pivot, we want to try to create as much power as we can. But we want to do that in a very tight area. So what we don't want to have happen, Toby, is we don't want to have our body swaying to create power. So I'm just going to take you to the top right there, okay? Now, obviously in our session, there's only a couple things we could really work on. I couldn't give you 100 things to think about and try to fix, so you have to understand this is a process and a building process, unfortunately. But the first thing that we have to fix is that power leak. Your weight is to the outside of your right foot. Your head is moved completely off the golf ball. You have a great shoulder turn. Awesome. But our center has moved off way too much. So what does that mean? Well, we could still do this, but we have to have a huge move. We have to go twice as far to the left to get back to the golf ball. So here's a little drill that I had you do, and this is perfect, and you can do this anytime, any place. You can put a desk, table, chair, whatever you have next to your right hip, and you can use a club or you can just cross your chest. Now, what I'm going to do here, Toby, is I'm just going to draw some lines, and I just want you to see something here, okay? Now, all I'm concerned with right now is your backswing pivot. See, if we're not set up really good, then we really can't go to the top of our backswing. And if we're really good at the top of our backswing, then we have a chance of starting down correctly. So here's the pivot. So we're going to go with a steady head with a center shoulder turn. This is really good here. Now, when you get to this position here, Toby, what I need you to do is I need you to hold this. And I need you to ask yourself a couple questions. Number one, is my weight on the inside of my back foot? Do I have approximately the same knee flex that I had at address? Now, it can straighten a little bit, but we don't want to lock it out, okay? And is my right hip turned back and behind me, allowing me to stay centered and steady? This is perfect here. You can definitely see the difference between these two views at the top. So again, to create a power and efficiency, we really want to try to keep our head steady and work more on a center shoulder turn. This is really good. And don't worry about dropping your head down. I'll tell you what, I'd rather see you do that than raise up. Good players dip before they come back to the golf ball or on their way down, okay? So again, work on this, get the feel of it, and eventually that will incorporate into your golf swing. One thing that I want you to be very careful of, though, is I want you to be very careful of this right there. The distance that you have between your right hip and that object or whatever you have there that you're turning into. Don't let it get real deep, okay? That's just as bad as the sway. We're gonna add some distance there between that object and your body, but don't get it real big, okay? Good job.